Hello YouTube, this is Wheelchair21 and this is a first ever Mattel WWE Elite Collection highly detailed action figure, authentic ring attire figure, the Toys R Us only exclusive, pay-per-view headquarters, Undertaker 20 and 0 figure. Since this is the 20 and 0 figure, I decided that this should be the first one I should review out of the WWE Elite Collection line from Mattel. First off, this box art is really wonderful from the front for the whole 20 and 0 that's up here on the top of the box as shown earlier, and yet again, he has the Undertaker logo / cross behind him in package. And on the back, it pretty much gives a biography synopsis of what happened on April 1st, 2012 at WrestleMania 28 between him and Triple H. The end of the era match. Anyways, let's go inside this package. There's the Taker logo. Here's the figure, coming with steel chair and sledgehammer used from match at the pay-per-view. You know, resembling, what Triple H usually uses, since it was used during that match. So, pretty much, let me get this all out of package, and we can go right into the articulation of this figure. Alright, and we're back to this Mattel figure for the Undertaker from WrestleMania 28. Its articulation is, as so, a hip articulation with a swiveling in the thigh, double jointed knees, actual whole leg / foot articulation in the boot, and in his foot as well, some kind of swivel joint on the ankle. Along with that, he has wrist articulation, like so, a 360 articulation, elbow, bicep swivel, and shoulder ball joint articulation, waist joint, ab crunch joint, which is slightly based off of the He-Man mold, as it can't fully it can only ab crunch and not bend back straight like a Mattel superhero figure. The head has basic head and neck articulation. Some cool details are on his leggings of the infamous Taker cross, along with this one on his other leg, same detail and design. Along with that, the tattoos that are across both his arms, all actually 100% engraved on how all of Taker's design and tattoos are, really well featured, from the Big Evil tattoo on his right shoulder to all of the tattoos and embroiderings on his left, along with the written tattoos on each parts of his clavicle. I think that's the clavicle, or so, well, around his neck and such. Cool feature is how they actually shaded in his mohawk-like hairstyle on the top, and for some reason they gave him green eyes and some slight blood notches from like his nose and his head, which are hard to pick up on my camera, one above the eye and one on the tip of the nose when he started to bleed during the match. One benefactor I gotta say I hate about my figure was his hip joint was kind of stiff, and it already had a paint scratch on him from trying to move the hip about because the plastic was pretty rough, so I had to put a little bit of sanding and filing in there so the leg doesn't get all scuffed up and scraped up. The figure is great. Great. I bought two of them because one's mint in box and one is out of box for display and play purposes when I get bored and need to fumble around with something. Like Mattel figures, these are great. They stayed well put together. They are for collectors and for play value. His accessories are amazing, with the sledgehammer from the match actually being capable of being held by the hand and such, like to walk on like as a cane like they do when their legs are injured, and to use for like the infamous Triple H / sledgehammer rams to the gut or smashes to the back of the head or knee. Along with the fact that, unlike the old Jakks Pacific WWE toys, this chair actually has a curved back, like it actually curves, and you can actually pretty much maybe actually make a guy sit in it. So pretty much, unlike most old chairs where they're pretty much forced to actually like sit angularly posed, they can actually make a more accurate design for them to sit down in and such. So, I mean, overall, Great details, great work. I mean, they even put an embedding of the WWE Entertainment logo into this chair. Really nice figure overall. You can only get it at Toys R Us. There was a special promotion to get these things at Toys R Us, that if you bought 2, you get this as a commemorative free figure for buying the 2. So, I mean, it's probably still in your store because these things were all over the place. They might have extended the ability to get this with the purchase of 2 figures, since it is the holiday season. So go out there and look for the rest of WrestleMania 28 wave. You have CM Punk, you have Shawn Michaels, Big Show, and The Miz. So most likely, if you find those figures, you can pick it up with this, or pick up Undertaker from last year's WrestleMania, or Triple H from last year's WrestleMania. You can probably try to recreate the match and such on your shelf. So this has been Wheelchair 21. This is the first ever on my channel Mattel figure review for the WWE Elite Collection Waves. And this is the exclusive Toys R Us Undertaker 20 NO. Rest in peace. Infamous Taker.